Welcome everybody to Armchair Outdoors. We are truly outdoors today. It was too nice of a day to pass up, so I've got my microphone over here. Hopefully it does a good job, even with the mower in the background. Kids might be playing at the playground at the school. I've got trees and birds, and hopefully it's a nice day, so we'll see how this turns out. Wanted to do a quick review of the gear that I used with my friend Dave over there climbing the Nick in Livingston. So without further ado, let's look at these pieces that we took with us. This is the Asolo boot that I used. It is Gore-Tex lined. It is not insulated. However, it did a fair job while we climbed up there. Feet stayed dry and everything worked well. The only issue that I have with this boot for this type of climbing is there's not as good a heel cup on this as I've had my feet in other boots. There should be more padding on either side of the Achilles tendon above the heel so that it locks your foot in a little bit better. As soon as I toed in and put all the weight on my toe, my heel was sliding up, and I did tighten these down a fair bit. These are not the crampons I use. These are the Petzl Lynx. They can be adjusted from a monopoint or a dual front point. However, I did use the Petzl Vasic, I believe is what it's called, and I wasn't very happy with it. And the biggest problem that I had is that the strap system in front just did not keep that toe portion of the crampon up close to the boot. I struggled with it. Maybe a different boot, maybe a different user. They enjoy it. For me, I didn't. So I went and purchased these. These are the Lynx, like I said, and they have multiple different configurations. I've chosen this toe bail, which will lock in the boot a lot easier as long as you have front and rear points to bring them in. Yeah, I just forgot my term. So yeah, that was great. That's why you got a dead spot in the video right now, is because I just had a brain fart. So anyway, toe welt, heel welt. Brilliant. Okay, so needless to say, let's move on from that goof. I'll leave that in the video so you can enjoy laughing at me. I like these. They're tight on the boot. They're not going to go anywhere. I've adjusted them fully for this, and I'm much happier with this application. So I'll be using these and letting you know how they turn out later on. Moving on, we have the GoPro Hero 3 Plus. I was very happy with its performance. Does a wonderful job. I have attached a Snake River prototyping adapter. It adapts any 55mm lens, threaded lens, or I should say filter, actually. So I have a Hoya HD. This is their circular polarizer filter, and this Hoya is fabulous. It lets in more light than its competitors. It does a great job. You can see in the footage that the sky is beautiful and blue. The grass down in the valley was green. The snow's white. I hope so. Don't mess with the yellow snow. On to the Patagonia backpack. So this is the Patagonia Ascensionist 25. As for the good, it's good that they have utilized buckles where the webbing can be unthreaded, because the axes that I used from Black Diamond don't have a long enough hammer end to them, so to simply thread them and flip them up, they would have fallen out the bottom of the strap loop. So with these gear loops, they can be unthreaded. I ran them through a hole in the axe and back through, and that's how I attached them in the bottom end. Use these simple elastic and plastic keepers for the top end. The handles work perfect. The only issue I have with this is when the pack got wet, threading this wet strap back through became very difficult. It's already small, and it's already slightly difficult even when it's dry. However, when it gets wet, since there's no stiffness in the strap, it's very hard to get back through, and I wanted to double these over to make sure that my axe didn't fall off my pack halfway down the mountain. That wouldn't be good. The pack itself has a little bit of a lining inside to the back of the fabric. It's like a durable water repellent finish inside. It's not waterproof. When we got back down to where there was a little bit of slushy snow or mixed rain, the pack got saturated. My camera case sat right against this fabric, and the camera case was completely wet too. The camera did not get wet, thankfully, but still, just to keep in mind, you may want to spray it down and keep a little bit more of a water repellent finish on the outside of the pack if you're going to be using it in wetter conditions. Also, this system still works fabulously for opening it up and closing it. As this cord got wet, it did become a little bit more cumbersome. If it froze up on you, I could see having issues with it as well. Also, we'll see about the durability, as I can look and feel small fuzzies. They look like peach fuzz off the side of this cord. We'll see about the durability as it goes in and out of this plastic keeper over the next few months. This retention strap system for the top of the pack was very nice. Simply slide it out at the bottom, and now you have the ability to extend it over the top more for a overpacked load, to which packing this was nice, seeing as how it forced me not to put too much gear on my back. I did have this going up at about 22 pounds. That was all the gear that I had. It was comfortable enough. The hip belt helps, but it doesn't pull all the weight off your shoulders. So at the end of the trip, even though it was just one day, my shoulders were a bit sore. The back of it is the only other issue I have. I like how light and small and packable it is, but the back is just a thin piece of foam. And my crampons, when I first packed them, I thought it was done well. Halfway up the trail, it was poking into my back. It hurt pretty bad, so I had to take it off, readjust, repack, and it helped a little bit, but they're still poking some, so I just suffered through it and did the climb regardless. There is a pack by Mountain Hardware, I believe, and they've got a zippered top. I don't like the zippered top flap. I like draw cords or something that goes over top the opening there, which that's just me. However, the back to their pack is more of a corrugated or rippled, stiffer plasticized or plastic type material that will still allow it to flex this way, but it won't flex as much side to side, and it'll give you some protection from pokey gear, so sharp objects inside your pack. Those are my thoughts. Oh, one other thing. These sunglasses I'm wearing are Costa del Mar's, and they have their high-end glass in these. They're a great lens. I've had them for about 5 years, and I have no serious scratches on them. They're very durable. Worn them for fishing, boating, hiking, doing a little hunting and camping. I've worn them around my neck all day, and they might fall off and hit the floor. I've got scratches on the frame, but not the lens themselves. These have been great glass for me. However, the ones that I took on the trip were the Julbo Explorer. It's just their entry-level gray polycarbonate lens, which is a Cat 4 lens. It's very nice. The only issue that I had with it is I had to return a pair last year due to them scratching quite easily, and I faulted that to myself. Got a new pair and babied them. I took the entire big case that comes with them all the way up climbing the Tetons and babied them. I left them in the package. I've tried to take care of them in boxes in my gear storage, and I pulled them out to do this climb, and they have a whole bunch of little just hairline type scratches on them, very light surface scratching, and I wasn't very pleased. So I called the company, and their customer service is excellent, bar none. The only issue that I have is that lens is not very scratch resistant. So if you're looking at Julbos, I recommend that you look at their Camel lens, something a little bit nicer. It has a better proprietary scratch resistant coatings. It has photochromic lenses, so they will adjust from Cat 2 to Cat 4 depending on how much light is out. And that really is nice, because then it's not too dark or it's not too light, and you know your eyes are being protected as you go out exploring. So anyway, that's really all I have to say. Still a thumbs up for Julbo, just not that bottom end lens. I recommend looking at the nicer lenses in their glasses, just to give yourself a little bit more scratch resistance. I hope you have a great day. This has been fun to be outside. Hopefully the audio comes out. Hopefully the video didn't shut off on me. And we're going to get out there and do some rock climbing here in the next 2 weeks. So stay tuned. I'll try to put up some tips and videos on that. Also, I'll come back with some more gear and thoughts. If you have any questions, just contact me, leave a message, subscribe to my channel, and just keep watching. Have fun, and happy trails!